The passenger in seat 32A. I've worked as an international flight attendant for over 11 years, and this is the one experience I still cannot explain. My coworkers tell me to forget it, but I can't. I see it every time I step into a dimly lit cabin. It happened during a red-eye flight from Seattle to Tokyo. The cabin lights were low, most passengers asleep, and everything was normal, quiet, peaceful. Until we reached the Pacific. Around 2:40 a.m., I began my usual walk down the aisle to check seatbelts and make sure no one needed assistance. The plane was silent, except for soft snoring and the hum of the engines. Just a normal night. Then I reached row 32, and I saw someone sitting in seat 32A, a seat that should have been empty. I stopped, confused. The man was facing the window, shoulders tense, hands gripping the armrests. He looked incredibly pale, almost gray, and his clothes were soaked, like he had just stepped out of a storm. "Sir," I whispered, "are you okay?" Very slowly, he turned his head toward me. I froze. His eyes were wide, unblinking, and filled with something I can only describe as terror beyond reason. Not the fear people get from turbulence or flying. This was the look of someone who had seen something they should never have seen. "Is everything all right?" I repeated. His voice came out in a shaking whisper. "Don't open the window." A wave of cold went through me. On planes, the windows can't open. They're sealed for obvious reasons. I thought he was confused or having a panic attack. "Sir, the windows don't..." He cut me off, gripping my arm with icy hands. "It's still out there. It followed us up." My skin crawled. His eyes flicked back to the window, and I instinctively glanced too. Nothing. Just darkness. When I looked back at him, he was trembling violently. "We didn't make it," he whispered. "They're not going to find us." I stepped back. None of this made sense. I checked the roster on my device. Seat 32A was unassigned. No one should be there. I walked forward a few rows to get another attendant. When we came back, the seat was empty. No sign of anyone. No wet footprints. No water on the fabric. No impression on the cushion. Like someone had been sitting there. The man was simply gone. We searched the restroom, checked the aisles, checked the galley. Nothing. After landing, I mentioned the incident to the crew supervisor. She didn't laugh. She didn't dismiss me. She simply asked, "Did he say anything?" I told her. She swallowed hard and nodded. This route. Every few years, someone reports a passenger who isn't on the manifest. Always wet clothing. Always terrified. Always mumbling something about not surviving. I stared at her. "What does that mean?" She hesitated, then quietly said, 27 years ago, a flight went down on this same path. No survivors. Some say, sometimes they're still trying to get home. I didn't want to believe her. But when I returned home, I looked up archived aviation records. A plane did crash there, and the last transmission from the pilot was chilling. Something is outside the plane. Now every night flight feels heavier. Every dark window feels like it's hiding something just beyond the glass. And every time I walk past row 32, I try not to look at seat 32A, but sometimes, just sometimes, I feel someone there, watching.